Hi, my name is Jane Mann, and I am an esthetician in Las Vegas, Nevada. I am also an educator worldwide on fascia, microcurrent, anatomical alignment, and fascia's influence on our structure and aging. So today I wanted to talk about nasolabial folds because nasolabial folds are these heavy lines that we get that kind of surround the mouth area and many times just way down the face. So I wanted to go over 4 ways that you can try on your own before you engage in some type of surgery. The first way is just self-massage. There are so many videos on the internet that you can work on facial massage. So one of my favorite is to address the fascia on the face. Fascia is a connective tissue, and it basically runs from the very top of the skin all the way down to the bone. And many times this fascia can get restricted through repetitious movements, clenching your jaw, grinding your teeth, anything that would create tension and a message through the central nervous system that a muscle or the fascial connective tissue should be a certain way. So one of the first things that I like to do is I like to go from the origin of the zygomatic muscle to an insert. Now, an insert is kind of where the muscle attaches to create movement in the face. So back here, when you smile, you can feel the insert or the origin of the zygomatic. And we have two. We have a zygomatic major and minor muscle. And these attach down, and you can almost see how it lifts up to create a smile. Well, many times, if we have really tight zygomatics because we've been grinding or clenching, or we've been a little bit more stressed, we can kind of create a tension or adhesions in this area. And this area happens to also be where a lot of lymphatic flows. So you can get real heavy in this area, and that starts to create the appearance of a heavy nasolabial fold. So what I like to do is I like to start in the origin, almost in your temporal mandible joint, and I love to pressure, deep pressure along these muscles. And you're really just tracing your cheekbone, going all the way down to the insert of that muscle. So you can see I'm just kind of going and I'm going all the way down to the insert of this muscle. When I do any type of work on myself, I like to do things 3 times. I don't know why. I have 3 children. I have three of everything, it just seems. So I love the number 3, kind of going all the way down. I guess I have 3 microcurrent machines all the way. And I'm really just tracing and feeling that tension in the muscle. And at the same time, I'm just really kind of focusing on releasing these muscles. And now I'm going to go in, and as I do this, right where I talked, right where these lines are, I'm just kind of feathering in this area. Now, if you have an anma, you can do this with your anma as well. You can hold kind of right at the corner. You can see right that insert, and I can take this handle and then just kind of stripping those zygomatic muscles, and I'm going down. And the anma is really a great tool because it's so versatile, and I can kind of anchor and turn that handle into this area. And then I can go to flush the lymph. I always like to anchor with one hand, flushing the lymph out all the way to the side, and you can go down. So if you have the anma, this is a great tool to use as well. Again, I like to anchor. I'm holding, going all the way around that cheekbone area where the zygomatic muscles are. And then I just like to go really lightly. If you've taken any of my courses or you do the microcurrent with me live classes, I always talk about levels of pressure. And you can go simple, just something very, very light, like a brush if I'm brushing, and that's like a level 1. Level 2 is when I'm really kind of going along that muscle. I'm really moving the tissue along the muscle. And level 3 is when I'm really deeply going in to affect the deep fascial coating around the muscle. So the second way that you can work with nasolabial folds is with your anma. The third way is with the lift. And obviously, this is one of my favorites right now. The lift is a microcurrent probe and it has electrodes. So when we've talked about doing microcurrent, or you can check out some of my other videos on microcurrent, I love to go in with the lift. And when I'm going in, I kind of take a corner and I attach and I love to hold. And what microcurrent does, especially after fascial release, when we can release the restricting fascia around the muscle, we allow the muscle to be able to be toned and more vibrant and plump. So one of the great things is to kind of take your microcurrent anma or the lift and attach that to the zygomatic and just hold. And the beautiful thing is this is long enough to almost get this whole face. So not only are we reaching the zygomatics, but we can go back into like the buccinator to the masseter and all along the mandible. So the third way that you can address nasolabial folds would be with the lift. If you currently bought the lift and it's something that you're still curious about how to use, every Monday at 4:30 live, I do a half an hour class free to the general public that has the lift or is thinking about getting the lift. The fourth way that I've talked about, and you've seen tons of before and afters, is the Auralift. The Auralift is an orthotic that fits in the mouth, and there's two sizes when you order it. You get a 3 millimeter, and then the bright pink one is a 5 millimeter. And this is a gradual step program that kind of works and exercises the interior of the mouth through the element of stretch. And when I think safe stretch, I think of like yin yoga. The Auralift is like yin yoga for the facial muscles. It goes in and it lengthens these muscles and reprograms the muscles to go to their natural state. It's like a big giant reset button. And during this, there are lots of chemical changes that happen within the skin and the muscles. But when we start to reestablish a vertical height between the jaw and the cheekbone, we can start to kind of trigger this maxillary bone to rotate up. And this lifting of the maxillary bone also reduces the nasolabial folds. So those are your 4 ways. We have the first way, which is just some manual massage that you can do with your own hands, just kind of tracing that cheekbone, kind of feathering in this way, and starting to kind of move the lymph of that area. The second way is in using your anma. And the anma, you can start to warm up that tissue, and then you can do the same, going deep into those cheekbones and then flushing the lymph. The third way I talked about was doing the lift. And the lift is a microcurrent probe. It goes with virtually every microcurrent unit on the market today. You can go in and anchor right at that nasolabial fold, taking it all the way out, almost reaching the masseter and holding. You would use a program lift or a program on your microcurrent machine that was really gauged to signal the muscle. And then the fourth way is investing in inner mouth or inner mouth program called the Auralift. All of these options you can find on my website, or there'll be a link below. If you have any questions or comments, please post them. I do love reading them. I answer them personally and take my time. Sometimes I will request pictures if your question is really detailed, but I will get to you, and I love to hear what you have to say. If you like what I have to say and you think it's important or you think a friend would like it, always subscribe. I love to see new subscribers. And lastly, if there's content you want to hear about, please let me know. I only post when I feel like I have something relevant to say, and I always love to know what you want to know more about. Till then, happy lifting and work on those nasolabial folds.